Good evening to everyone, and thank you for joining in today evening. We shall be starting in just a short while. Until then, we would love to know where all of you have joined in from. Do put in your names in the chat box and the place and the city where you have joined in from. We would love to connect with all of you. Again, good evening and welcome. We shall be starting in just a short while. That's the QR code which you can scan to become a part of the Glyphs community. Good evening to all our viewers from Pune, from the other states of India, and from all across the globe. They say movement is the song of the body. And today, both our guests, in their respective passions, have innovated these movements. One who has redefined movement by the innovative passion of Karayobics, and the other with the fluid movements through Bharatnatyam. Stay tuned as we have a lovely interaction with both of them. To the audience, we shall be recording this episode for quality purposes. Glyphs essentially means the representation of a character. And what better way there is to identify what a person truly is than to observe what he loves from within him. That's why the name Glyphs. It also stands for being a symbol that represents something beyond the face value. The three symbols or the three glyphs that you saw in the logo represent what the concept is all about. They stand for Create, Connect, Express, or CCE. Like we all know, hashtag Passion Matters. Glyphs is a channel where you indulge in to identify the passion created within you, connect with each other, and openly and ingenuously express your thoughts and passions. The purpose of this channel is to create a community of like-minded people who share a common drive for passion. Passion is the force that motivates you to achieve success and happiness to build a better life. It is something that allows you to be inherently yourself. Your passion can be singing, photography, painting, playing an instrument, or something as different as collecting items, cycling, or sports. This might be something that you are not necessarily doing as your work. In fact, It is better if you have a passion that helps you unwind and enjoy your own company. The Glyphs community is meant to encourage us to keep pursuing our passions. It is a global community who sees, learns, and appreciates the things that we do. It is also an avenue where you can showcase your own passion and be inspired to explore a new passion. You know you got it. We know you got it. Now, let the world know you got it. And that's exactly what we are here to do: create, connect, express. A Sunday evening, an episode on Glyphs CCE, and an introduction to two new passions. Hello and good evening again. I am your host, Kavita Avasti, and it is an absolute pleasure to welcome all of you to the 42nd episode of this wonderful channel where we showcase your passion. To the audience, do keep the chat box alive with your comments and your appreciations for our guests. And to the viewers on Facebook, we are listening to you too. So please put your comments on our Facebook page, which is live right now. The legendary yoga guru B.K.S. Iyengar used to say, health is a state of complete harmony of the body, mind, and spirit. And giving a completely new dimension to this state of harmony is our dynamic duo, Nehal and Sachin Sawan. Karayobics, a unique combination of the frenzy of aerobics, the calmness of yoga, and the samurai spirit of karate. Sachin, he commenced his karate training as a student at the age of 10, has now been an ambassador of martial arts since the last 35 years, has mentored and trained young boys and girls, and gifted the country good, strong, responsible citizens, or what we would call civil soldiers. A young engineer in industrial electronics, he decided not to be a part of the rat race and chose to follow his heart instead. He is the first Indian to be conferred upon the title of Shihan, meaning professor in karate in Japanese. Nehal, his partner in life, and a strong supporter in this passion, has represented India thrice in the women's category in KWF World Karate Championship, and she is a qualified aerobics coach. Together, they have brought a new dimension to training the mind, body, and spirit through their unique passion, Karayobics. Karate, yoga, aerobics sounds a little overwhelming even individually. And here you are, Nehal and Sachin, combining all these three, truly even more overwhelming. So we would want you to tell our audience what exactly is Karayobics. Over to you, Nehal and Sachin.
Yeah. Good evening and thank you for bringing us on this platform. And we also welcome all the viewers who are watching us from distant places. Okay. So I am Sachin, and as we say, life has many options, but you don't have to pick what seems to be the best. Just pick what makes you happy, and it will be the best. So teaching was always a passion, and doing something different in a unique manner through my teachings was always a passion to me. So with all these things, we brought in Karayobics, which is a training fusion which has the frenzy of aerobics, calmness of yoga, and instills the samurai spirit of karate to face all odds. It's basically a holistic wellness regime, what we have started in 2013 as our passion.
Basically, what happens to a layman to understand what is Karayobics? Many a times we start a regime or start an activity and there is monotony which comes in. After some time, we get little bored. So we came up with this idea that why not karate, yoga, aerobics? Because all three arts are going to complement each other to be better. Now, not from the appearance wise, but definitely your inner self is more important. So how we work on the inner self, that we do it through Karyobics.
Very interesting. Lovely. So, with all these things, I think sometimes it, like I said, can get too much. So, if you have to follow this regime, is there any particular age group for this as such, or can anyone do this? And if you have been doing it for everybody, what has been the youngest and the oldest age, so to say, that you have had the opportunity to mentor?
The youngest age, now it starts from 3, and
Oh.
upper age limit, there is no limit. In fact, Sachin would add.
Actually, age is just a number, and this is
Yes.
your human mind. Actually, everything is in the human mind. So it is the mind which drives the body. The mind is the master, body is just a slave. So as such, there is no age limit. We have small students like 2.5 to 3-year-old, and we also have senior citizens training with us. So youngsters, toddlers, senior citizens, adults, everybody is a part of our Karyobics training regime.
How nice. How nice.
Now,
Yes,
when
Nehal, who has been the youngest one that you've been able to mentor?
Yes. When we started Karyobics, actually just 3 years back, we started this Little Ninja. Now, what is that? Is for small children to have patience or to have focus on one thing. Even if you give a toy to a child, he or she will not play with it more than 3 minutes. Yeah, maybe 3 minutes or more. So then we came up with this idea of Karyobics with them to inculcate the values, the culture, the tradition, the art form, everything will be taught to them. I mean, it is being taught to them in such a manner that it is enjoyable. At the same time, it's a fun learning for them. So at age of 3, you will surprise the performance what the age of 3 child gives is magical. So we were really happy to see the performance, and we went ahead with Little Ninja for the toddlers.
Oh,
And for
lovely.
senior citizens, upper age group, everybody got associated right from schools, colleges, corporate houses. So everybody is a part of Karyobics.
And you, Sachin, we heard you have helped a very elderly gentleman. What was your experience with him?
Yeah, we call him with love as Azoba.
Azoba.
He is Mr.
Okay.
Mahadev Sabjiskar, and he's an avid marathoner, an athlete, and he's the one who has also done a lot of trekking, in fact, to Kailash Mansarovar as well.
Oh,
So
wow.
he came to one of our classes as a chief guest when we had the black belt awarding ceremony. And looking the children half his age or maybe smaller than him, he was that time 67 and just retired from Indian Airlines as a senior manager in flight operations. So when he came in, he was like amazed to see the performance and all. And he said like, if they can do it, I would also like to give a try. And we, as we say, there is no age limit as such. It's all in your mind. It's just age is just a number. So he started his journey, and now he's a black belt, training very hard, and he's a black belt in a Japanese organization, KWF, what we represent here in India. And it has been an amazing journey with him right now.
That is absolutely amazing. So, to our audience, for all of you who are listening to these amazing stories, in case you have any kind of questions for Nehal or Sachin, do put them in the Q&A box, and if time permits, we will get them to answer the questions at the end of the episode. All right. So, just the way they have introduced some unknown facets of these things, I think it's time to introduce our audience to some great personalities in these 3 amazing fields that Sachin and Nehal have spoken about. But I am not going to introduce them. You are. We have something called as the Glyphs Quiz. Here is the time when I am going to ask you a few questions, and we would want the audience to give answers to what I'm asking them. Do put your answers in the chat box, and remember to select panelists and attendees when you're answering so everyone knows your answers. All right, we start with the first one. This actor turned fitness guru began doing aerobics and strengthening exercises to compensate after an injury ended her own ballet practice. Back in the days when there was no YouTube, this person created the first of her 22 exercise videos in the year 1982. At a time, it was the highest selling video that apparently men and women alike wanted to get their hands on. These 22 videos would sell more than 17 million copies over the next 13 years. Who is this fitness trainer that I'm talking about? Come on, we would need some answers in the chat box. Audience, do put in your answers and remember to select panelists and attendees. Who is this fitness trainer who in the year 1982? Yes, of course, Shobha, that was an instant answer. The great Jane Fonda, known for her aerobics. Jane Fonda came from a royal family. She had royal blood, and then from there, she went on to owning a fitness empire. In fact, you should know that the phrase feel the burn, which a lot of trainers today use, was coined by none other than this Jane Fonda. So the next time you're exercising and you hear feel the burn in your workout, you know that you have to thank Jane Fonda for this. All right. And to the next question. Throughout his childhood, he struggled with malaria, tuberculosis, typhoid fever, and general malnutrition. He once wrote that his arms were thin, legs were spindly, and stomach protruded in an ungainly manner. He said, my head used to hang down and I had to even lift it with a lot of effort. In spite of all this, at the age of 90, he used to practice asanas for 3 years and pranayams for 1 hour daily. He is known to have systemized over 200 classical, yes, of course, Avni and Kalpana and Rajendra. Before I could end, yes, I am talking about the legendary BKS Iyengar, who is known to have systemized over 200 classical yoga poses and 14 different types of pranayams, ranging from the basic to the advanced. He's the same person who has started the famous Iyengar Yoga Center at Model Colony in Pune. Of course, the Indian government also honored Iyengar with the Padma Shri in 1991, the Padma Bhushan in 2002, and the Padma Vibhushan in 2014. An honor for Pune indeed. Coming to my last question. Besides being an actor, he was also a film producer and a martial artist. During one particular fight sequence in the movie, his actions were so fast that the camera could not capture. No, it's not Bruce Lee. He was not able to capture all his moves. The director asked this actor to perform his actions again, but slowly. He has won 5 gold medals in martial arts during his childhood. He was crowned gold champion. no, Mandira, it's not Akshay Kumar as well. He was crowned gold champion at the Chinese martial arts competition and even got his name because of his blazing speed in martial arts. And it's not Jackie Chan. Yes, Jackie Chan is a very obvious answer. He is a Chinese actor. But it's yes, Rishikesh, that is the right answer. I am talking about Jet Li. Like I said, he got his name Jet because of his super speed in martial arts. And the movie in which his actions had to be reshot was Lethal Weapon 4. That's it. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all your answers. And moving back to Sachin and Nehal. Sachin, we do know that you have led the Indian contingent as a chief coach and a senior referee at 4 consecutive World Karate Championships. Surely we understand that there must be loads of preparations and so much of back-end work, so much of back-end preparation where you leave for championships like this. So what we would like you to share with us is, what are all the kind of preparations back-end for such kind of championship events that you train the kids for?
We have this Karate no Michi World Federation KWF World Cup as a biannual event. And it happens in various countries across the globe. We are having 58 countries as our members. So any of the countries chooses to host the program. So when the World Cup is announced, we also have the teams ready. Each country has the best of the players going in. And there's a lot of physiological and psychological training what is given to this students or members so that they face all the eventualities with grace. And when they step out of the country, there is a lot of things like the temperature is different, the climatic conditions are different. We have a different, temperature belt. They have a different temperature belt. Like if you go towards the northern hemisphere, they have a lot of cold temperatures. So then we have to train the players in such a way that they are able to overcome all these odds. And again, the cryogenics training plays a major role here because it's all about mind, body, soul, and spirit. So we try to, give them the best from our side. And the students, they also come from various age groups, like right from children as small as 8 years to 60 years can participate in the KWF World Karate Championship. So definitely there's a lot of time management, value management issues also what we face, and we try to overcome that. And that's how a team starts getting built up.
So basically, just to add in a little more, we in fact have 1.5 years course training goes on before the World Championship. And we have many outdoor and indoor practices because also to change the atmosphere, as just sir said now. So even the floor needs to be different, so at different places, how do you feel to train? So to have that feeling, we have different kind of training. Secondly, as I said, physical and mental aspect is also taken care. So also the diet part, also the psychotherapist part. So plus also many things involved as time management, because here in India, as we compare to abroad, there are many infrastructures are less for a person to pursue their activity. So in such a case, even if a school student has to manage their school studies, school timings, the tuitions, and plus add into the training. Even the working professionals have to attend their offices and then classes and then the training. So
it's all about setting their priorities in the right manner and then taking them through the various aspects of training, as I said, physiological, psychological, and we have a team of experts with us who cater to that along with us. So basically, whenever the team goes, we see to it that they are trained in the best possible manner when they are representing the Indian tricolor at the World Championship.
Very nice. I have heard that you have this concept called the war cry, Sachin.
Yes.
What is this that you have?
Okay. War cry is something what we have taken from the Indian Defense Forces, especially the Indian Army. See, whenever every regiment has their own war cries. So what happens is when we go in a world championship, there's a lot of motivation required. The motive is there, but then external motivation also plays an important role. And what we've seen in the past is when our children's category, especially in the children's category, when they represent in the world championship, you have this other countries who are, the children are quite tall. Like for example, if a 13-year, 14-year boy or a girl is having an average height of say 5 feet, and if you say a person from Russia or other countries, the same maybe 5.9, maybe sometimes 6.1. So that time we have this called circle of happiness training, wherein we tell them, see in karate what happens is when you represent in kumite, which is basically sparring, what we say in karate for kumite, and we have something called kata, which is a choreographed form. It is basically an imaginary fight sequence. There you don't need an opponent to fight with, but in kumite you always fight with an opponent who is as equal as you, or maybe on a better side, or maybe on a lower side. That's a different thing. But we tell them to use their mind, because battles are always won with mind first and then the body. So when they step inside the tatami, the fighting area, we have this wonderful thing called circle of happiness. Like when you face somebody, how do you feel? The favorite person, like every for children, the favorite person is a Mickey Mouse. So we think that we tell them that take the other person as a Mickey Mouse and just compete with him. You win him over with the mind first and then the body. So that's how we try to release that pressure. And sometimes it works, but in case of sometimes if it doesn't work, we also have something called war cry. Like this time when we had been to the 2019 KWF World Cup, we had this war cry of Jai Bajrang Bali, Hanuman Bhagwan ki Jai, something like this. And it helped to charge up the participants. When they step inside, they had that innate confidence to face the opponent, and many of them did very well. So war cry, yes, it plays an important role in battle, at the war front, also in everyday affairs.
Absolutely, that is so amazing. Psychologically also, yes, the people have to be prepared before this championship, and of course it's more about the mind first and then the body. That is such an
Yes.
absolutely wonderful thought. And with that, Sachin, like I said, we know that your journey and your achievements in your passion have been really impressive. Like I said, the chief coach, the senior referee, and of course, a mentor to the Indian contingent. The list goes on and on. We also know that the students trained by you have won so many awards, so many trophies for India. That final adrenaline rush, that excitement during the last moments, that proud feeling of actually winning and carrying that trophy. This is something that nothing can beat. So, what have been your feelings? How was your journey through these final moments, through that whole pressure in all these championships?
I will start with it first. As an experienced participant, when we step out of the country, when we live in India, we don't have, or definitely we have importance of being an Indian. But वो फीलिंग तब आता है जब हम इंडिया के बाहर पैर रखते हैं एंड when you are competing with so in front of so many countries and you are together in your group, that comfort or that in no, I am an Indian, that feeling is very, very important. Now, coming to the feeling part, when you are representing your tricolor, so as always, that in fact Sachin will explain a little more that what comes first and then where you are positioned.
See, actually, when we train the team, we always tell them it is not you now. When you are you when you are a member of the class, but you are not you when you are a member of the team. You are India, actually. So you need to behave in such a way as India is behaving. Like whatever you do is what is India doing. So basically, when you carry yourself, you are carrying India with you. So that Indianness, that feeling of pride, that honor, that courage has to be there in all your actions. At the same time, you have to be very humble, because that is what we are known for, and we have to be helpful towards others. So these are the values what are very important, and this is how we help them build their we help them nurture when they step out of the country. It's very, very important.
Now, I will just add one thing. When I will just share the experience. Now, as we are on to speaking about India, when we went for World Championships, and I mean, whenever we went, we always have a fresh this welcome party. Now, there is a tradition of dressing up the way you want, and you can mingle up with the competitors.
The welcome party is done one night before the World Cup. So today we are doing a welcome party, and tomorrow we are competing with the same people
wow.
whom we
Okay.
met in the party. So
Okay.
yes.
So when we dress up, like when generally when you see people partying outside, they have always a light shade or pastel shades wearing, and when we dress up, we wear the actual Indian
Traditional
traditional
attire,
attire.
Yes.
And everybody were so amazed that everybody were taking pictures with us. Oh, you all are dressed so beautifully, so many colors you have. So India is actually great. So that is the proud feeling at that moment as well.
That diverse culture, that diverse tradition, colors, so many things
The
India
values
has.
we carry,
Yeah.
yes,
That
everything.
is
So that's
so beautiful. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. And I can see that the two of you also are wearing very proudly our tricolor, our emblem on what both of you are carrying today. That truly is a tribute to what you are doing for our nation. So thank you, Sachin. Thank you, Nehal, for that absolutely wonderful share on how you are grooming and, of course, how you are contributing to the development of India through your very unique passion. Thank you on behalf of our audience, and of course to our audience, do not go anywhere. They're both going to be back because we have an awesome finale planned for you after you see the performance of our second guest. And just before that, over to Apurva Khare, who has joined us all the way from Vienna, and she's going to share how each one of you can also become a part of our ever-growing channel, Glyphs. So over to you, Apurva.
Thank you, Kavita. We've just heard Nehal and Sachin talk about Karayobics. In the same manner, all of us also have different passions that we love to do, may it be singing, dancing, poetry, baking, or even stamp collecting. Glyph CCE is a channel that provides you a platform to take this passion of yours across the globe. We currently have a viewership in over 37 countries. Let us have a quick poll. Anirudh, could we please have the poll? Your passion got you here. What will be your next step? You can choose if you would like to perform or talk about your passion on an episode of Glyph CCE, or you would like to refer a friend or relative to perform or talk about their passion on an episode of Glyph CCE, or option 3, you would like to become or refer someone to become a production partner. For all our viewers on Facebook, we request you to comment option 1, 2, or 3 in the comment section and we will get back to you. Oh wow, 68% wish to perform on our channel. That is absolutely exciting and I very much look forward to it. You can see the phone number and email ID on the screen right now. So do join us on the Glyph CCE channel, the place where every passion finds a home. Before I hand it over to our dear host, let me take this opportunity to thank her as well. Kavita Avasti, a fashion designer who owns and runs her own boutique Poshak for the past 26 years. Thank you, Kavita, and over to you.
Thank you, Apurva. Thank you so much to all our audience also for participating in that poll and giving your wonderful answers. So, like I said in the beginning, movement. It is said that movement is the universal language of personal freedom. And when that movement takes on the form of a passion like Bharatnatyam, then of course, magic happens. Amita Godbole, a Bharatnatyam performer and a choreographer. Amita is a disciple of Guru A. Saudamani Rao and the founder of Nritya Damani Academy for Bharatnatyam. Bharatnatyam, a melange of bhavam, ragam, and talam, resulting in natyam. That's how the word Bharatnatyam is formed. In fact, many scholars have called Bharatnatyam as moving yoga. Amita always says it is the language of the soul and thus it is not restricted to a particular language or genre of music. Today we are going to travel into this beautiful world of Bharatnatyam with Amita through her wonderful performances. Movie Viruddh. Music Ajay Atul. Singer the great Shankar Mahadevan. The perfect way to start the first performance of the evening, Ganesh Vandana. Over to you, Amita, for this beautiful auspicious start.
गणनायकाय गणदैवताय गणाध्यक्षाय धीमहि गुणशरीराय गुणमण्डिताय गुणेशानाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय गानचतुराय गानप्राणाय गानान्तरात्मने गानोत्सुकाय गानमत्ताय गानोत्सुकमनसे गुरुपूजिताय गुरुदैवताय गुरुकुलस्थायिने गुरुविक्रमाय गुह्यप्रवराय गुरवे गुणगुरवे गुरुदैत्यकलक्षेत्रे गुरुधर्मसदाराध्याय गुरुपुत्र परित्रात्रे गुरुपाखण्डखण्डकाय गीतसाराय गीततत्त्वाय गीतगोत्राय धीमहि गूढगुल्फाय गन्धमत्ताय गोजयप्रदाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय बालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि
एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि
An absolutely awesome performance. I think a lot of us have been spellbound by this. What a beautiful, auspicious start. For the next performance, Rani Lakshmi Bai was a gallant queen of the princely state of Jhansi. Following the death of her husband, the ruling Governor General of India refused to recognize the Maharaja's adopted son as his heir and annexed Jhansi under their policy of the doctrine of lapse. Lakshmi Bai gathered her forces and rose in revolt, tied her son Damodar Rao to her back, and fought bravely using 2 swords. She continued her struggle, but at the age of 23, she died fighting a fierce battle near Gwalior. Who bloody Mardani wo to Jhansi wali Rani thi. The poem written by Subhadra Kumar Chauhan and sung by Prajakta Devdhar, presented through this graceful dance drama by Amita. Over to you, Amita, again.
सिंहासन हिल उठे, राजवंशों ने मुकुटी तानी थी। बूढ़े भारत में आई फिर से नई जवानी थी। गुमी हुई आजादी की कीमत सबने पहचानी थी। दूर फिरंगी को करने की सबने मन में ठानी थी। चमक उठी सन 57 में, चमक उठी सन 57 में, वो तलवार पुरानी थी। खूब लड़ी मर्दानी वो तो झांसी वाली रानी थी। खूब लड़ी मर्दानी वो तो झांसी वाली रानी थी। लक्ष्मी थी या दुर्गा थी वह, स्वयं वीरता की अवतार। देख मराठे पुलकित होते उसकी तलवारों के वार। सैन्य घेरना दुर्ग तोड़ना ये थे उसके प्रिय खिलवाड़। महाराष्ट्र कुल देवी उसकी भी आराध्य भवानी थी। खूब लड़ी मर्दानी वो तो झांसी वाली रानी थी। किंतु कालगति चुपके काली घटा फिर लाई। तीर चलाने वाले कर में उसे चूड़िया कब भाई। रानी विधवा हुई, हाय विधि को भी नहीं दया आई। निस्संतान मरे राजा जी, रानी शोक समानी थी। बुंदेले हर बोलों के मुंह हमने सुनी कहानी थी। खूब लड़ी मर्दानी, वो तो झांसी वाली रानी थी। खूब लड़ी मर्दानी, वो तो झांसी वाली रानी थी। बुझा दीप झांसी का, बुझा दीप झांसी का, तब डलहौसी मन में हर्ष आया। आज हड़प करने का यह उसने अच्छा अवसर पाया। लावारिस का वारिस बनकर ब्रिटिश राज झांसी आया। बंगाले मद्रास आदि की भी तो यही कहानी थी। खूब लड़ी मर्दानी, वो तो झांसी वाली रानी थी। झांसी के मैदानों में, जहाँ खड़ी है लक्ष्मीबाई मर्द बनी मर्दानों में। लेफ्टिनेंट वॉकर आ पहुंचा, आगे बढ़ा जवानों में। रानी ने तलवार खींच ली, हुआ धुआं आसमानों में। वॉकर भागा, उसे अजब हैरानी थी। खूब लड़ी मर्दानी, वो तो झांसी वाली रानी थी। यमुना तट पर अंग्रेजों ने फिर खाई रानी से हार। विजयी रानी आगे चल दी, किया ग्वालियर पर अधिकार। तो भी रानी मार काट कर चलती बनी सैन्य के पार। किंतु सामने नाला आया, किंतु सामने नाला आया। था यह संकट विषम अपार। घोड़ा अड़ा, नया घोड़ा था, इतने में आ गए सवार। रानिये शत्रु बहु तेरे, होने लगे वार पर वार। गिरी सिंहनी, उसे वीर गति पानी थी। खूब लड़ी मर्दानी, वो तो झांसी वाली रानी थी। रानी गई सिधार चिता, अब उसकी दिव्य सवारी थी। मिला तेज से तेज, तेज की वह सच्ची अधिकारी थी। अभी उम्र कुल 23 की थी, मनुज नहीं अवतारी थी। हमको जीवित करने आई, वन स्वतंत्रता नारी थी। दिखा गई पथ, सिखा गई हमको जो सीख सिखानी थी। बुंदेले हर बोलों के हमने सुनी कहानी थी। खूब लड़ी मर्दानी वो तो झांसी वाली रानी थी। खूब लड़ी मर्दानी वो तो झांसी वाली रानी थी। वो तो झांसी वाली रानी थी।
Truly, this performance has given us goosebumps. What a beautiful depiction, a truly beautiful depiction of a truly great lady. Thank you, Amita. Thank you so much. We've all heard the story, but the depiction of this story in this manner, truly hats off to you. And while Amita comes back for another power-packed performance, let's see how much power our audience can also pack. So audience, let's get ready for another quiz. They say Lord Shiva is, of course, the god of Bharatnatyam. My question is, we'll start with an easy one this time. Who is the father of Bharatnatyam? The god of Bharatnatyam is Lord Shiva. Who is the father? Yes, of course, Mandra. That was an easy one, like I said, Bharat Muni. The Bharatnatyam dance is almost 2000 years old. It is believed that Bharatnatyam was revealed to Lord Brahma by Bharat Muni, a famous sage, who then codified this sacred dance in the Sanskrit text called the Natya Shastra. Okay, so moving on to the next one. Normally, each dance form is said to represent a particular element of nature. For example, out of the major dance forms in India, we have Odissi that represents the element of water and Kathakali, the element of sky. Which element does the dance form of Bharatnatyam represent? That's my question to the audience. Which element does the dance form of Bharatnatyam represent? We have a lot of people here who know a lot about dance. So come on, guys. I need your answers in the chat box. The elements of the earth, which element does Bharatnatyam represent? It's not water, Sunil. Yes, but Niharika and Manisha, it is fire. Bharatnatyam is believed to be the worship or the celebration of this element, fire, and that is why it is also sometimes called the fire dance. It is essentially a dance that is dedicated to fire because it is believed that the movements of the body while dancing this form resembles that of fire. And coming to the next question, Bharatnatyam was initially called Sadir Attam, and it was associated with the temple dancers, the Devdasis, meaning something that was performed by a class of dancing girls which were considered disreputable, so to say. One formidable lady, who also happened to be the first woman in Indian history to be nominated as a member of the Rajya Sabha, took considerable effort, succeeded in learning the dance, this movement, and refined it, bringing it closer to its name, Bharatnatyam. Yes, Vansi, and of course, a lot of answers back to back. Yes, my question was, who was this lady? Of course, it is the legendary Rukmini Devi Arundel. She was solely responsible for lifting this art to a greater height and making it well known all over India. In fact, you should also know that Rukmini Devi features in the India Today's list of 100 people who shaped India. She was awarded the Padma Bhushan in 1956 and the Sangeet Natak Academy Fellowship in 1967. So technically, if you go to see, she was the first dancer of Bharatnatyam. And moving back to today's dancer, our Bharatnatyam expert, Amita. The Kaling Nartana Tillana. It describes the dance of young Krishna on the hood of serpent Kalia. The serpent Kalia had poisoned the water of Yamuna river. Krishna decided to teach Kalia a lesson. While Krishna was playing with his friends on the bank of the river, he purposely dropped the ball in the water and, on the pretext of finding the lost ball, jumped into the water. He fought with Kalia till the serpent was tired and then jumped and stamped on Kalia's head and defeated the serpent. We all have grown up with this story, presenting this timeless story of Kalia Mardan, the Kaling Nartan Thillana, in the voice of Aruna Sairam. Over to you again, Amita.
तां तीं तरलतां दिनतकिनतां तीं तरलतां दिनतकिनतां तीं तरलतां दिनतकिनतां तीं तरलतां तां तीं जयतां तीं तरलतां विमतकिनतां तीं तरलतां तामिददज्जं तगदज्जं तगदिगदज्जं तां तामिददज्जं तगदज्जं तगदिगदज्जं तां तामिददज्जं तगदज्जं तगदिगदज्जं तां तामिददज्जं तगदज्जं तगदिगदज्जं तां नीलमनोगरजाल विभूषण निरत जलंधर भुजंगनर्त नीरज तडाग अधिग मृदुल पद निकट तरंगो तुंग ताडंग निर्तक निर्तक ताम तकतै तकतादियत तकता किट तक जगद गिर्जगनंदम तक जग जग जगद गिर्जगनंदम यमुना तडाग तुंग तरंगम हिमगरस्मिनित रमित शुभांगम इधस्ततस्तर करुणापांगम यदिवर हृदय सरोरुह भृंगम दिनतदिल्लान 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 दृगतकिटदिल्लान अलक सिंदूर अलक शृंगार मदन गंभीर उरगुण संचार नंद सुकुमार नवनीत ददिचोर छंदमणिगार जलभवदिनुत धीर नंद सुकुमार नवनीत ददिचोर छंदमणिगार जलभवदिनुत धीर जय विजयी भवनंद कुमार ब्रजजन परमानंद किशोर कळीय नटनानंद गंभीर करुणा रसयुध भाव शरीर रदीं तदां तदीं तदां ततै धीं सत्तां तदीं सत्तां ततै धिमिता धिमित किट जनु जुगुण गुणंदरि तगुण गुणंदरि दिवित तागु धिमिता धिमित किट जन रजकुमार महिमालंका वनमाला बुलंदर कृत कृतादार तज्जं तत्तकज्जं तत्तगंडं तत्तगुर्रं तत्तज्जं तत्तकज्जं तत्तगंडं तत्तगुर्रं तत्ताकु जनंदरि तत्तकु जनंदरिद जनंदरिद धिमित किट जनु ताकु जनंदरि तत्तकु जनंदरिद जनंदरिद धिमित किट जनु अद्भुत नद्धन चित्रित मुद्रित विद्यत मुद्धवम अद्भुतम अद्भुत ताकु जनंदरि तत्तकु जनंदरि अद्भुत नर्धन चित्रित मुद्रित विद्यत मुद्धवम अद्भुतम अद्भुत ताकु जनंदरि विदिशुत काल विदिशुत शील गदिशय नील धृत पदलोल ताकु जनंदरि ततकु जनंदरि विदिशुत काल विधिशुत शील गतिशय नील धृतपद लोलता कुजनन्दरित कुजनन्दरित जनन्दरित धिमित किट जनुत धिमित किट धिमिता धिमित किट धिमिता धिमित किट धिमिता कथा तत्तों तत्तै गडगडगडतों सरिकिट सरिकिट ताक जनन्दरित तक्कु जनन्दरित जनन्दरित धिमित किट जनुत धिमिति तय्य तरिकिट तकताक जम अतिशय सुखनृत पदकर पादजम सरस लोक मुरळीर वनाद सकल लोक सम्मोहनगी तत्पुदिन्न तकदिन्नन्दक तकतातैताङ्गदातैता दृगदगदगदिन्नत्ताङ्गदातैताङ्गदातैता कदम्बकिसलय मिलित नूपुर पतञ्जलित कृतपादत्तां तिल्ला न तृकतिल्ला न तृकतृकतिल्ला न किटतुं कतन्नन्नङ्गिटतुं कते कतुं दगदा गिडदरि गिडतुं तदुं तदुं तदे तगजोरगबन्ध अद्भुतङ्ग शिरसि चलनं चलनं हृदनं इदनं हृदनं इद चन्द्रवदङ्गर कङ्कण किञ्चितनङ्गनन पदरदरदरिमिदिमितणुजणुद पदात्तदिल्ला नगनगभूष तगिड तगस्तडाय बुधकर मंदस् मितकरवर पूजित पदयुಗಳ हरि जय विजयी भवनंद कुमार ब्रज जन परमानंद किशोर काळीय नटनानंद गंभीर करुणा रसयुध भाव शरी प्रमद मधुकर मधुपदरण समनयन कमरगण चलन मुनि हृदयम पिशो दया दया करा मुरारी करा मद मधुकर मधुपदरण समनयन कमरगण चलन मुनि हृदयम पिशो दया करा मुरारी करा मद मधुकर मधुपदरण समनयन कमरगण चलन मुनि हृदयम पिशो रचा करा दया करा मुरारी श्री करा.
What a beautiful end to a beautiful evening. Absolutely. She deserves all the applause that has come on the group. Thank you so much, audience, for putting in all your wonderful comments. And as promised, here we come with our fantastic finale. We are going to present a unique amalgamation of the two passions and the two forms of movements. Ashok Limay here actually commented, it's a beautiful combination of yoga and dance. So what we are actually going to do is something similar. Both Sachin and Amita have shared their pictures of their individual styles. The audience can see the similarity and yet the diversity in these pictures that show different postures and the impressive journey of both their passions, Karayobics and Bharatnatyam. Presenting our signature fusion, the Glyphs Jugalbandi. Here it comes.
Dani 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 pa dani dani ba sa sa ga ba dani dani ba sa sa ni dani dani ba sa sa ni dani dani ba sa sa ga ba dani ba sa sa ga ba dani ba sa ga ba dani dani ba sa sa ga ba dani dani ba dani dani ba dani dani ba sa sa ga ba sa sa ga ba sa ni da baba madaga sani basa ni baba sani ni sa ga ga baba madaga sani ni da bada baba baba ga baba ni sani ni sa ga ga baba madaga sani ni sa ga baba sani baba sani ni sa ga ga baba madaga sani baba.
Truly, like I said, a unique end to this lovely episode. On behalf of our audience and Team Glyphs, heartfelt thanks to our guests Amita, Nehal, and Sachin for joining us on our channel today. We thank Rishikesh Date and Salil for introducing today's guests, Sachin, Nehal, and Amita, to our channel Glyphs. We also would like to thank our ever-efficient back-end team, Anirudh, our technical head, Ankita and Mangesh from DW Place Solutions, Himangi, Apurva, Ashay, Ninad, Aishwarya, and Asavari for their efforts in preparing each episode flawlessly. And of course, the founders Salil, Tanushri, and Gayatri for creating this awesome channel. Last but not the least, a wonderful audience from India and from across the globe for watching, supporting, and encouraging us during each episode of our channel Glyphs CCE. In case anyone from the audience is interested in interacting with our guests right now, please put your name in the chat box or just press the button raise hand and we can get you backstage to talk to them. I am your host Kavita Avasthi signing off for today. My team and I shall be waiting to see you on our next episode where we introduce you to two new passions, the flute and chocolate and baking. We will also be airing a special kids episode on the 20th of this month. So we'll see you all on Thursday at 7 o'clock. Until then, stay safe, keep exploring your passions, and do take very good care of yourself. Good night and have a lovely week ahead.